Well, hello, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. And look at all these people, Sean, and everyone's on time. So we are going to start right on time today. Fantastic. Love this. So I'm Tina Dowd, and I am the proud owner of Vacations for Canadians. And today we have with us our sales manager of Canada from Virgin Voyages, Sean Russo, and he's going to talk about the most exciting thing that happened to the cruise industry in a really long time, Virgin Voyages. So I'm going to be done, and I'm just going to hand it over to Sean because he has a lot to tell you about.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Tina, and ahoy, everyone. And in true Virgin Voyages fashion, say ahoy, sailors. So we're a little bit different, and you're gonna see this throughout this presentation. And I guess we can preface that is different is not scary. Different is amazing. But we call our clients, the people that come and sail with us, sailors. So when you hear the word sailors, that's you. So I have to put that on a slide just so people understand what I'm saying. So I've got a few videos in here as well that I'll play, but let's really set the tone with the first video. Come on, comedian. Come and go. You come and go. Love moves easy if you color the light I dream. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Come on, comedian. You come and go. You come and go.
Hey, Sean, can we just pause for a second and try and figure out what's going on? Because there's people that are saying they can't hear us.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we did a quick little test before. Can someone say if they hear me speaking right now?
Well, I can hear you, but anyone want to comment in the comments? Okay, there's somebody.
All right.
Oh, here's some people that can hear you. Good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Okay, well, let's just keep on going. Hopefully, they can figure out what's going on their end.
Let's roll with it. All right, cool. Well, there's a video that was playing there that kind of showcased a little bit about who we are. But really, we actually just celebrated our 3rd anniversary of being on the water 2 days ago. So we are fairly new when you compare us to some of those other fantastic brands that are out there that our friends at Vacations for Canadians do sell. But a couple things a little bit about us is we became that first brand ever to sweep the Cruise Critics Awards, which are like the Grammys or the Emmys, if you were, of the cruise industry. And last year, our friends at Travel and Leisure Magazine gave us the #1 cruise line in the world award. We're really proud to say we won it again. So for 2 years in a row, Virgin Voyages has won that fantastic award. And we're really excited, not only because I know that Matt and company got a really great group coming on, but we're hoping that we get more and more of our wonderful Canadians on board our ships. So what are people saying? Well, they're saying that this is one of the best cruise ships they've ever sailed on, and that the ship had everything they wanted in a cruise, which was quite nice. You know, these are things coming directly from sailors just like yourselves who took a chance and tried something a little bit different. And to set sail the Virgin Way is not, again, super scary or something completely different. It just has tweaks. And we focus around these 4 pillars. The first and foremost, we're adults by design. There are no kids whatsoever unless you count us as big kids, meaning we're an 18+ experience. We've designed our ship to not only have small, intimate spaces, but to mimic those fantastic experiences we have when we go to boutique hotels around the world, or we dine in some of those amazing, fun, different, eclectic restaurants around there. So we focus on that boutique glamour. We also then step back a little bit and empower you, our sailors, to experience it on your own terms. And we do that through what we refer to as like a relaxed luxury experience. So if you feel the power and desire to dress up, go nuts. If you want to be a little bit more casual, show your creative side in your attire, go nuts. No one's going to judge you. People are just probably going to compliment you on your amazing taste. And what this does is it takes those ordinary experiences and really elevates that to something extraordinary. And in this world, we're always looking for that fun, different type of experience that we go, holy shit, I just did that. Or holy shit, I just got to experience this type of evening. And we put a nice little bow around everything with what we refer to as our always included luxury. While other cruise lines are scaling back, and looking on the positive side, giving you more options to choose what you want to pay for and what you don't want to pay for. With us, we just want to include this. And we say this is about $1,000 value when you factor it in. What I mean by that is every single one of our restaurants is included. So when you go on those other lines and you've got the specialty dining and such like that, all of our restaurants are included. So you don't have to pay extra to eat at them. We also believe in having a fair wage for our wonderful clients and our crew. And so we don't encourage gratuities at all. So we don't encourage you at all to leave any money at the bar when you order a drink. And you're not going to walk away from the ship with a bill for gratuities as well. We just bundle it in with the fare. We also believe Wi-Fi is a basic human right. So we want you to go enjoy, surf the net when you want to, share those photos with your family members and friends back at home in Canada saying, I wish you were here. And that is included. And it's 2 devices per person. And you can always swap in and out if you got 3 or 4 devices with you. We also want you to balance your life whichever way you seem fit. So we know that a lot of people have healthy lifestyles at home, meaning they have a gym and they go to maybe that gym every once in a while. But sometimes when they're on holidays, they kind of neglect that. With us, we want you to continue with that. So we've got a great gym program on board where everything's included, including our group fitness classes. We also want to keep you hydrated. We don't want you to have to worry about having a card or being asked for those simple beverages. So flat and sparkling water is all included. We don't have any single-use plastic, so it's included in your fare. We encourage a reusable water bottle. Your pop is included, as well as your regular coffee and tea and non-pressed juices. We'll speak about alcohol in a minute, though. And then, of course, all of our shows and entertainment are all bundled in. And when you factor in all that, we actually become probably a really economical, or better yet, a better value proposition than some of those other contemporary and premium brands. We know very well that we always shop with the price point up front. But what works really well is when you've got a travel professional like your friends at Vacations for Canadians in your back pocket. They're able to understand what you're looking for, what kind of potential upcharges you might be getting when you're on these other cruise lines. And when you factor in all those, plus some of the fair and flexible terms that we do offer, we actually become more economical in the long run. And I can guarantee you there's no kiddos running around as well trying to cramp your little vibe. So when we look at dining as a whole, we've got 20 what we refer to as foodie approved eateries, right? We here at Virgin Voyages love to eat. And one of the things we focus on when we were designing our ships was to create an experience designed by Michelin star chefs, where you did not have a single buffet, where every meal was made to order, and you could really feel like you're in a different place with a different atmosphere, different decorum every single time you dine. And that's what's included with us without any upcharges. So when you look at some of these specialty restaurants, you have things like the Wake, which is our steak and seafood restaurant. We're located right at the back of the ship, so you can literally see the Wake. This is available for breakfast or brunch, as well as dinner. And this gives you those great opportunities to have seafood towers, great filet mignons, bone marrow. And my favorite is breakfast there with the eggs Benny and the bottomless mimosas. For something a little bit different, we have Razzle Dazzle, and Razzle Dazzle is divided into 2 kind of atmospheres. There is the brunch and dinner atmosphere, and then there's Razzle Dazzle by night. And that's where we really bring the cocktails out. The music gets a little bit louder, and we just have a little bit of fun. But this focuses on really a nice little twist on American favorite dishes, almost like a naughty and a nice version where you've got some great vegetarian and vegan options, but also a mouth-watering lamb shank and some other fantastic meat options. Pink agave is our take on upscale Mexican. These are small tapas-based dishes, perfect to share with your travel companion. Available for dinner. This has the largest mezcal and tequila collection at sea, and we also have a pink agave at night, where around 10 o'clock, a DJ will come, play some music. You can still have full conversations over, but really extends that dining experience almost into like a supper club experience where you want to sit down, have a couple cocktails with your travel companions or your new friends that you meet on here, and enjoy yourself. Something a little bit different would be that gumbae experience, which is our take on Korean barbecue. And gumbae means cheers in Korean. So don't get scared when you might have a bottle of soju delivered at your table, and you might be encouraged to have a little bit of a fun, non-competitive drinking game. And for those that don't drink, no problem. We've got you covered with a non-alcoholic option. Just a fun game of getting people involved, getting to know one another, because this is a family style dining. So these are tables of 6, 8, and 10. So couples will be paired up with other people just to enjoy this experience. Something a little bit more traditional and very close to my heart is Extra Virgin. This is our take on Italian. So this is one of those places that I absolutely love to go and literally order the whole menu. Now, when you get there, you're going to understand why, because this comes from like the Southern Italian cuisine. So this reminds me of my nonna's kind of food, where you got the fresh made pastas. You got these amazing meatballs. The steak is to die for, but I really can't wait for dessert, where we get the affogato cart out. Now, those are some of the main restaurants, but there are so many other options that are available for you out there. One of the other main restaurants is the Test Kitchen. And the Test Kitchen is a different take on dining. It's like a mix between laboratory and fine dining experience. This gives you a chance to sit down on a prefix or a set menu, where we've given our chefs creative license to take one singular item and design a dish around it. We actually now have 3 menus. A new menu launched last month. I haven't yet to try that one, as well as a full vegan and vegetarian option for anyone that has that as part of their lifestyle. We also like to have a little bit of fun with the names. So our ice cream and gelato place is called Lick Me Till I Ice Cream, because what do you do with an ice cream cone? You lick it, right? Again, adults only, a little fun play on words just to make you smile. When you look at the back of the ship, we've actually got 2 separate areas. We've got the dock and the dock house. The dock is the exterior portion. So think about this as nice day beds where you can sit back with a pitcher of sangria or an ice cold beverage of your choice during the day and order tapas. You can do the same into the evening, where there might be a DJ out there. And then the dock house is the interior element of it. Very similar menu, similar vibe, but what we'll do is we'll have like a karaoke in there one night. We'll have an acoustic guitarist, all sorts of different experiences. This is kind of like that South Beach, Miami kind of vibe. Now, regardless of what you've been doing in the day, you'll probably want to have maybe some late night or maybe afternoon eats. So we have our pizza place, which opens around 2 p.m. and we do fresh, made to order, personalized pizzas. So you can take one of our curated menu items, or you can say, I want a little of this and a little of that, and our chefs will take care of that for you. The social club is what I believe is the heart of the ship when it comes to social activities. This is where we play a lot of games. We'll have trivia there. This is also where you catch any of the major sporting events that might be playing, but it's a really great place to have some of those maybe not so healthy indulgements. So like chicken wings, pretzels with a beer like cheese sauce, all sorts of nibblies and stuff, including some fantastic boozy milkshakes. Now, when you move up onto deck 15, this is where you're going to find what we refer to as the galley. Now, the galley is our take on where other cruise lines will have buffets. Now, what this is a sit-down dining experience where you can eat you can eat and order from multiple different types of establishments, such as a bakery, a panini shop, a burger place, a 24-hour American diner, sushi, soups and salads, tacos, all sorts of different things. But my favorite place is probably the noodle around one. And that's why I kind of highlight this one out, because there's nothing to be said over after a couple drinks the night before. I'll just say a couple. To have a nice spicy bowl of ramen the next morning. It just sets you proper that and a nice ice cold Coke, and I'm a happy person. Don't laugh at me. Come on, you know it. You know it's good, right? It's a great way of doing it. There's also some fun other places. If you want another healthy, great place to eat, right outside of Richard's Rooftop, which is for our sweets people, during the day for lunch, there's a place that focuses around, it's called the Sun Club Cafe. It has bows and rice bowls and poke bowls. Really great place to have a quick bite when you're hanging by the pool. Now, I did promise to talk a little bit about alcohol, right? So as mentioned before, all those essential beverages are included, right? But for anything that is not part of that, meaning specialty coffees, mocktails, fresh smoothies, and of course, alcohol, we have the bar tab. And the bar tab is a little bit of a different take than traditional beverage packages. So we don't make two people have the exact same package. Heck, one person can have it and the other person cannot, or neither can have it. Now, the benefit of the bar tab is very simple here. And you can see there's no sound on this video, so you're not missing anything, but it's showcasing some of the drinks you might be able to utilize with the bar tab. What a bar tab does, it allows you to prepay a certain amount of beverages in advance. The benefit of this is we actually give you extra money for doing that. So for instance, if you bought a $200 bar tab, we're going to give you $25 extra. Going to the furthest extreme, if you bought a $1,000 bar tab, you're going to get $250 extra on that. And this can be used for anything. You can, share it with your cabin mate, a friend on the cruise, some random stranger you meet and you want to buy them a drink, you can. It also doesn't make you have to worry about what you're going to drink in advance. So for instance, if you want ice cold Heinekens during the day and you want to order $50 glasses of scotch at dinner, all the power to you. Now, when it comes to the beverages themselves, they're pretty economical. Remember, these prices, again, are in US dollars, just like the price of the bar tabs. But they are also inclusive of any gratuities. So if you want beers, they start as low as $5. Basic cocktails, and when I say basic cocktails, I'm talking about rum and cokes, gin and tonics, those kind of things start around $9. And then for people that love wine, 42% of our glasses of wine are under $10 a glass. So if we scoop back here, for instance, even at the $200 mark, you're getting basically 5 free drinks. 5 free beers on that, right? You're really getting some great value for doing it. Now, if for whatever reason you run out of a bar tab, no problem. You just have a bill at the end. But you can only purchase the bar tab up to 48 hours prior to embarkation. When it comes to the entertainment, this is really, I think, where we bring back some of the things that made Virgin a success many, many years ago. Because we all remember, we started as a record company, right? Signing for people like Boy George, Paula Abdul, all of the Sex Pistols, all sorts of really great people. So we focus a lot on the entertainment value associated on our ships, right? And this has things like a multi-story nightclub. It talks about our casino, our gaming experiences, the little bit of a poolside oasis that we have. For those that admit they like to karaoke or just want to hide and do karaoke, we got those private rooms for you as well. But we also have 2 iconic parties that really set the stage on every single one of our sailings. And the first one is our pajama party, right? And I think this is a fun, playful way of not only breaking the ice on a new voyage, but also having a little bit of fun remembering how it was when we were younger and going into our friends' basements and staying up a little bit late, probably eating way too much junk food and just having fun. So we encourage you to wear whatever makes you comfortable with pajamas. If it's a onesie, if it's t-shirt and shorts, if it is lingerie, whatever works for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to gather on the pool deck, right in the back at what we call the athletic club. We're going to have a DJ there. We're going to dance. We're going to give away some prizes for best dress and really have a fun first night together. Now, on every other one of our voyages, we're going to also have Scarlet Night. And Scarlet Night is our take on like a formal night, if you were. And this is really around love and celebration. So we encourage you to wear a little bit of red because red is our color at Virgin, but also celebrates love. And learn a little bit about a completely made up myth around a sailor who fell in love with an octopus. And what we'll do is we'll encourage people to dance, enjoy themselves. And if you feel like you want to jump in the pool, you definitely can. Now, I do have a couple quick, short little videos. Now, if sound doesn't go through, not a problem at all. They're just like 30 seconds. But what they do is showcase some of the other entertainment that we do have on the ship. So here we go. Again, just highlighting a couple of the different types of shows that we offer. Everything from sit down to immersive entertainment. Now, when you're done all the fun entertainment at night and you've done all that eating, you might want to work out a little bit, right? From high intensity workouts to gorgeous blowouts. And when I say blowouts, I mean getting your hair done. So we offer those unlimited group fitness classes. We've got both a build and balance element of the gym as well as a bike and burn. And we've got all sorts of other different amenities. So when you look at the B complex, that's your gym, and it's around the athletic pool, which I see from the comments there. That's where is gym and tonic. That's where you can get your protein shake if you want. But this has got your state of art techno gym equipment there, so you can pair it up with your smartphone and your smartwatch and track everything. We've also got those fantastic classes. So if you want to do bar classes, you want to book a personal trainer, you want to do bungee aerobics, whatever the case may be, you can do it all here. Heck, if you want to go and use our outdoor training camp, you can as well. So if you've got some aggression, you want to go out, maybe you want to jump in that boxing rink with your travel partner and settle it that way. But all kidding aside, we've got some fun things like HIIT classes and what do you call them? CrossFit kind of things outside, those boxes you can jump over or whatever the case may be. And some fun things like adult teeter-totters and swings. Or if you'd like, you could join us on the runway. And the runway is a really great flat track that can be obviously used for running or walking, but also some great vantage points. I like to come up here and do a nice little walk or run in the morning, especially when we're coming into port, because you can see all the action. We're also introducing this fall an actual running club, which is called the 8 Legs Running Club. So more details will be coming out soon, but this fall, what we're going to be able to do is actually do contests, incentives, and just some fun activations, not only on ship, but actually on port. So if running is part of your lifestyle and you'd like to do some great runs while you're in destination, we're going to help organize that as well. So it's that balance of yin and yang, or detox and retox. But if that's not your thing and you just want to be pampered, go and visit the Redemption Spa. It won the best overall wellness program this year, which we're quite proud of. You can use like a day pass and use those thermal suites, including the mudroom, the sauna, the salt flats, and the pools. Or if you want, you can get some therapy done, like a massage, acupuncture, cupping, or whatever the case may be. But as we look at the ships as a whole, we've got 4 beautiful ships, 3 in the water, 4th one coming in 2025. And they're all the same, and we call them lady ships. They're all mid-sized ships, 2,770 passengers across the board. The girls are a little tall and skinny, very different than your typical cruise ship that you see floating around. And that's, I think, one of the allure. People look at it and go, what's going on there? I want to know a little bit more. And they come to webinars like this, which I'm quite proud of that you guys came. Now, when it comes to where you're going to stay, it's very simple. 86% of our cabins are balconies. All of our balconies face outwards. There's no interior facing, so you're not looking down on a shopping mall or to that adventurous couple maybe across the way that forgot to close their blinds. Well, 93% of our whole cabins have at least a sea view, and that's what we call like a sea view room, top right corner with a big porthole window. These are the main cabins. They're all focused around, being a little bit more modern, yacht-inspired aesthetics, very clever. So we got large flat screen TVs, iPads that control the mood lighting and such. And of course, with our sea terraces, they've got that iconic red hammock. We also have different types of suites that might be available for you. So we've got 78 different suites. 63 of them are called Rockstar Suites, while 15 of those are called Mega Rockstar Suites. So when we looked at the Rockstar Suites themselves, right, they range from anywhere from just under 400 square feet and up. But these things have early access, making your dining reservations and your shore excursions. You have access to this private oasis called Richard's Rooftop. So you can think of this like loungers, day beds, hot tubs, and a private bar area. And we also have champagne o'clock every day, which is, my opinion, one of the reasons why to go to Rockstar. We'll give you a concierge service, and you're going to have an in-room bar where the first round of bottles is on us. Now, if you want different things in life, you might want to think of like the Mega Rockstar Suites. This has everything I mentioned before, plus a little bit more. So it's going to give you that daily access to the spa. So if you want to go use those saunas and such every day, all the power to you. It's going to give you a daily bar tab. So every beverage, $25 US or under, or any bottle of wine, $90 or under, is on us. You also have an in-room bar that you can help curate with your travel professional. So if you like, just say gin, we can take everything out and give you a selections of different types of gin if you like. We're also going to give you that premium Wi-Fi, which is exactly the same as a regular Wi-Fi. It just unlocks streaming services. So if you really want to Netflix and chill or hang out in your room and watch a few movies, you can, but it's included there. And of course, we'll do either a private transfer at the airport or parking at our terminal, depending on which way you're arriving. Now, this helps us kind of cement the idea of having some of the best cruise destinations out there. So, we go to over 50 different ports of call now, all throughout the world. And we're always continuously evolving and trying new different places based on the feedback from our travel professionals and, of course, sailors like yourselves that have sailed with us before. In the Caribbean, we go to pretty much everywhere people want to. We also have that chance to go to some of these smaller ports based on the size of our ship. So some of the larger ships out there just physically can't get to some of these places. With our ship, we can because of the mid-size. Same thing through Europe. Our bread and butter is focusing more on the Mediterranean, both the Adriatic and Western Europe. However, in 25, for instance, we're going to be heading up into places like Iceland, Norway, Scotland, and Ireland, giving some different experiences for people that maybe have done the Med with us and are trying something new. In North America, with our Brilliant Lady launch that's coming up, we're going to go to the 4 corners of America: New York, Miami, Los Angeles, and Seattle, which will then go up further north into Alaska. And of course, you can never discount those transatlantic and repositioning cruises. Not only do they really give you a great chance to experience all the bells and whistles of a cruise ship, it also allows you to relax and enjoy yourself on some of the more economical options because you're spending a lot of days at sea. You usually have a few port days at the beginning and then obviously the last one, but it gives you that chance to really relax and unwind. And we've got sailings all the way open through April 2026 that the whole team at Vacations for Canadians can definitely help you with. They also have this really great little access, this little spreadsheet, I guess, if you were, which helps, depending on when you're looking to go, showcase where the ships are and what type of itineraries are there. But in a nutshell, we traditionally go from 4 to 16-day itineraries. Outside of this summer, we have a couple 3 days out of the UK. But those sailings that come out of Miami visit here, which is our private beach club in Bimini. It is literally an extension of our ship. So your bar tab carries over. All the food is included here. 2 beautiful pools, one that's more relaxed, the other one where we have a massive inflatable party. And then, of course, your beach atmosphere. Now, what I wanted to do is highlight a few itineraries, and these are ones that our good friends here at Vacations for Canadians are actually highlighting through their social media and such. So the first one here is a great little itinerary here, a 13-day itinerary, Canada, Carolina, and Miami. And this one's on our Brilliant Lady. So this is actually the 3rd sailing on the ship. So it's not the Mermaiden or the first one, but it's the 3rd one. And this is the one that's going to actually head up to our backyard here. And I know I saw some people here from Halifax, which is awesome. So we're going to go Quebec City, Halifax, St. John's, hit up Maine, Boston, Charleston, and Miami in here. Really great option here that they provided here. They got pricing now based on double occupancy, just over $7,700 based on the double occupancy. And they've got that $300 of sailor loot included. So definitely reach out to them if that is something you're looking for in October of next year. If you're looking to head over to Europe, this is one of my favorites. I've done a modification of this one before, but this is a great 1-week trip from Mykonos all the way to Barcelona, or Athens to Barcelona. My highlight of this one, I probably will have to say, is Valencia. If you haven't been there before, it's absolutely an amazing town. Everything is so economical there as well, but it's that beautiful old town that's full of amazing wine and amazing small little tapas meals on there. And of course, I would definitely throw at least a day pre and post so you can see some of the great sights and sounds of Athens and, of course, of Barcelona. And this one's just under $6,700 based on double occupancy. Again, these are in the Sea Terrace, the ones with the balconies. And last but not least, in terms of the highlighted one, is the 7-day sunset in the Lesser Antilles. So this is on Resilient Lady. So Resilient Lady is the one that's currently over in Athens right now. So she's going to make a repositioning over here, and she's going to be based the fall, being November through the spring, out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. So this one gives you a chance to see some of those beautiful, picturesque islands in the southern Caribbean. What I like about this one is Aruba probably is one of my favorites. The only negative thing about Aruba is it's got such a nice wind to it that you need to make sure you're always putting sunscreen on, because you're like, oh, it's cool, and then you go and you look like a lobster. But Aruba's known as that one happy island as well, so you get to enjoy yourself while you're there. Also, if you like to shop, San Juan's got some really awesome shopping opportunities as well. Now, outside of those few itineraries, we've also got some really great itineraries all throughout the Caribbean for 2025. So we've listened to our sailors that wanted longer itineraries. So out of Miami, we've got those 6 to 8 night itineraries right now. And of course, you can do back-to-back itineraries if you choose to. As well as of San Juan, we're doing 7 to 11 day itineraries. And the team can definitely help you out with that. Now, if you like to celebrate things a little bit different, we've got some other options. So one of my favorite times of year is Halloween, not for standing at my front door and handing out candy to children, but for the adult time when we go out and we have a good time and dress up. So this is our Halloween voyage. It's no kids, just treats. And what we do is we want to celebrate the inner child on here. So we do fun costume contests where we do best dressed DUI, so something that someone made up, best individually dressed, and best group ensemble. We're going to have all sorts of spooky food and drink options, some live bands, and of course, we're going to have a whole bunch of fun surprises throughout the journey. Now, Halloween does not necessarily fit just on one day. So we've actually got 2 longer itineraries on Scarlet and Resilient. So these are the 2 repositioning cruises, the Athens to Barcelona 10-day trip on the 24th, as well as the Resilient Lady from Barcelona to Miami on the 27th. So that's a 2-week journey. Or if you want to stay closer to home, there's a few different ones on Valiant starting on the 16th of October. However, if you want to be on for Halloween, you can do what was called the 4-day Fire and Sunset, where we named it for Halloween, which focuses on a Caribbean breeze and haunted seas. So these are all available right now for you as well. Now, I hate that I'm putting this out there because I'm not one to fast track the summer, but the holiday season is definitely coming around. So if you want to start thinking about what you're going to do to celebrate the holidays, whatever you celebrate, we've got some fun activations across our ships. So they're going to start on December 6th and move onwards. We've got 2 of them that are going to be focused on Miami, which will be Valiant and Scarlet Lady. And then we'll have Resilient Lady out of that San Juan experience. So think about this like from a culinary and food and beverage perspective. I'm not going to say we're going to have pumpkin spice lattes. We're going to have gingerbread kind of things going on in here. So we're going to let our chefs be creative around that to have some great baked goods as well as our traditional holiday meals. We're going to take that pajama party and elevate it to a fantastic ugly sweater and family style matching pajama party. We're going to have our staff dressed up, and we encourage everyone to wear obviously red on Scarlet Night, but maybe a little bit green too to celebrate the holiday season. And Captain Santa, our wonderful captain, will be coming around handing out all sorts of good prizes throughout the journey. And I saw a list of some of those prizes, and I kind of want to get on so I can get access to those. So outside of those special itineraries, not only featured by Vacations for Canadians, but also some of the in-market offers. In-market sailing. I want to talk about some of the market offers that are available to you again with our friends at Vacations for Canadians. The first one is a buy one get second sailor at 70% off. Let's just call it 35% off per person based on double occupancy. This includes itineraries all the way into 2026. Basically, if it's out, it applies. We're also offering complimentary upgrades from a sea view, so remember the porthole window, to a sea terrace, a limited view sea terrace. So that basically is like deck 9 and 10 basically on there. It's a free upgrade, which equates to $325 US per person, or $485, I believe, Canadian, if we do the math on there. But you've got that great opportunity to upgrade complimentary as well as save some money for 24, 25, or 26. And then if you're looking for some last minute voyages and maybe you have some adult children, we do have the kids sail free. Now, if we have any parents on the call, no matter how old your kids are, they're still going to be your kids. I'm in my almost late 40s now. My mom still calls me her little kid. So it's okay. But this allows people that are traveling with someone 18 to 26 at the time of sailing to go for free. Now, don't necessarily just think of this as, maybe you want to take your kids. Maybe your kids want to go on their own and they're of that age. So you could have 2 people that aren't parents. As long as one of those person is 18 to 26, they're going to sail for free. Lastly, what I wanted to chat about is the offers that are available for you in terms of the Sailing Club. Now, I know we've got a few people here that have sailed with us before. Thank you very much. For those that are coming on, let me tell you about what some of the perks you're going to get. So first and foremost, we have a 2-tier Sailing Club program. Once you've sailed 2 times, you're going to have access to what we call our Deep Blue Extras. And when you're on your 5th or more itinerary, you're going to get our Deep Blue Extras. Our Blue Extras are very simple. They provide you with a complimentary specialty coffee, so you don't need to use your bar tab for your cappuccino or your macchiatos. They're going to give you that sailor service support. We're going to throw a cocktail party in your name, and we're going to provide you with some laundry services. When it comes to Deep Blue Extras, you're getting everything I just mentioned before, plus a little bit more. So you're going to get an extra specialty coffee a day. We're going to upgrade the laundry service to include 2 pressed items as well as 1 specialty cleaned item. We're going to upgrade you to that premium Wi-Fi. We're going to give you a $100 bar tab per person for free, and we're going to get you on the ship even faster. Now, for those that haven't sailed with us before and haven't hit any of these milestones, but have sailed with all those other great cruise lines out there, and I've highlighted the ones that we are doing a status match with on the left-hand side. What you can do with your Vacations for Canadians consultant or advisor is once the reservation is made, you can provide your status certificate or card or whatnot for any, if you qualify for any of these. And what we'll do is we'll apply the blue extra, so the first level over here on to begin with, which then gets you from 0 sailings to 3 sailings right away, even closer to the deep blue extras. And of course, when you're on the ship, we know you're going to have a great time, and we want you to take a look or even go visit our friends down at the Get Lost desk and learn about planning your next potential Virgin voyage. Now, this is going to be linked directly back to your wonderful consultant at Vacations for Canadians. Don't worry about it. They'll know exactly when you did it, but it gives you an opportunity to put, and these are US dollars, which will be converted to Canadian, but the equivalent of 300 US down to get minimum $300 worth of value on it. So depending on how long your next voyage is, depends on what kind of perks you get associated with it. Now, you do not have to pick your trip right away. You'll have up to 2 years to book and sail, so you can take advantage of this exclusive offer while you're on board. Reach out to your travel advisor when you get home, and then plan it as well. You can also buy up to 4 of these. So if you've got some family members or friends that couldn't sail with you the first time and they saw your Instagrams and your Facebooks because of that complimentary Wi-Fi and they want a part of it, you can get one for them as well, up to 4 of them per person. So technically, if you got 2 people in the cabin, you could get 8. And you could gift them as like a holiday gift as well. Now, to finalize everything here before we open up to questions, I just want to say thank you. You could be anywhere on a Thursday night, but you chose to hang out with us, and I truly do appreciate that. And I also wanted to give a little bit of an exclusive offer to our friends here at Vacations for Canadians. So if you make a new reservation with our friends before the end of this month, we will give you up to $200 of onboard credit that you can utilize for anything. So onboard credit is just that. You can use it when you physically get on board, but you could go shopping. You could use it to buy a shore excursion. Heck, you could use it at our tattoo parlor and get that new piece of art you always wanted to put on your arm or your back or whatever the case may be. There are terms and conditions around this, so they can't be combined with any current My Next Virgin Voyage, but your consultant at Vacation for Canadians can assist you with that. So on behalf of Sir Richard Branson and the whole team here at Virgin Voyages, thank you so much. Can't wait to see you on board, and I will open up the floor to any questions you might have.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Sean. And I hope you're not busy because we've been accumulating questions.
I saw it in the background, so I was like, okay.
From this amazing audience, and I encourage anybody who wants to add a question in there, just keep them coming. So we've got them here now. Let's just get these suckers answered.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to get started. I do actually want to bring up a few things before we get started into the questions.
Sure.
One is we are holding My Next Virgin Voyages at Vacations for Canadians. So you don't actually have to get on the ship to get one. If you want to buy one from us, do it as soon as possible because we have a very limited amount left. We are running into the single digits, people. So, and they're good value. So you want to contact us about that. Like Sean had said, we also have our webinar booking bonus. We got a couple other things going on. We've got every booking made in the month of August with Virgin Voyages. You're entered into a draw that gets you more onboard credit. I'm not sure if it's Sailor Loot or if it's Bar Tab, but we'll find that one out. I'm sure Linda can let us know that. And that's just us. So it's just our bookings, and you have a really good chance of winning some of that onboard credit. And then also make sure you're following us on Cruise Tales for Canadians on Facebook because we are also giving away a ton of swag this month. So lots of really great things going on with Virgin Voyages, and they are our supplier of the month. So, okay, on to questions, Sean. You ready?
Let's go.
All right. First question. Can you buy extra bar tab on board?
No, you cannot. You can buy it up to 48 hours prior. So you can do it multiple ways. You can definitely reach out to your consultant at Vacations for Canadians and they can do it for you. Or once the reservation's been made and you get into the mobile app, you can buy it directly on there. I always say less is more on bar tab because it is a use it or lose it. So if you don't think you're going to drink that amount, go a little less, to be honest, and just have a bill at the end. Or if you feel very generous, like I tend to do after a couple drinks, you can buy other people drinks.
Actually, you know what? You'll be pleasantly surprised at how inexpensive the drinks are, and they include the gratuities. So, I mean, we've walked off of there, the night before trying to burn through our bar tabs because we weren't able to spend it. So,
Yeah.
I
Like
you
last
might
time I
wanna
was on a 7-day cruise and I had a $300 bar tab and I didn't use it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the drinks are really cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually going to give this one to Matt because I believe this is part of his group.
Okay.
So Josie has asked, I have booked an excursion in Mykonos and Santorini in the morning, but I haven't booked the morning tender as they were all gone. Do I need to cancel my excursions or will I get a tender automatically?
I got the answer to this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
they don't need to book a tender because all the excursions include the tender transfer because they are the priority transfers to get off the ship so that they can make their excursion times. The transfers themselves are only for people who don't have excursions already booked.
A++. Good work.
All right. Okay, next question from Marie. How often will the shows change?
Ooh. So I guess we can tackle that two ways. So on every sailing, a show for the most part is repeated at least twice. And when I say twice, meaning 2 days, there's usually like a early evening and then a late evening performance, so we can be flexible for people's dining. In terms of the shows themselves, each of the lady ships have signature shows that are not available on others. So for instance, Untitled Dance Party show is a Scarlet Lady only one. Persephone, which is a story of the Greek goddess who had to decide between being immortal or going into the underworld, is only available on Resilient Lady. So what we can do is, depending on your vacation of choice, your travel professional can provide you with what we call our entertainment guide, which outlines all the different shows for those specific cruises or lady ships that you're on.
Okay, awesome. Linda has asked, I heard that if you order cocktails, wine, beer to your cabin, there is no delivery charge, just the charge for the drinks.
Ooh, yeah. Yes and yes. But there's a caveat for that. So when you order to your room, there's no delivery charge for drinks, period. However, if you order food to your room, there is a delivery charge. But the way you get around that is ordering a drink. So it is not uncommon for me to order breakfast to my room with a few Heinekens. And I just put the Heinekens in my fridge because I'm going to order them. I'm going to drink them later.
I love it.
So,
that's great.
I do the exact same thing, Sean.
Yeah. Don't judge me.
Do the same thing. That's your way around the delivery charge that they would charge you for your food, is that you just add something a little spicy to put in your coffee in the morning, and then you don't get charged the delivery fee.
Yeah, sometimes I'll have Frangelico or Bailey's in my coffee,
So I have to warn you, Sean, the questions are coming in faster than you're answering them. So
all good.
Okay, next question from Marie. Will we be able to book excursions with our onboard credit once the bookings are opened, or do we need to wait until we're on board to use the onboard credit for excursions?
It's the latter. Onboard credit can be only utilized when you're on board the ship, so it can't be done before. I will say, though, I'll be honest, if you're looking at a shore excursion, buy it in advance. Not only is it more economical to buy it in advance, it's actually more expensive on board. Most of them will sell out. So buy it in advance. Utilize that extra money for maybe another shore excursion, or maybe do a little bit of shopping or something like that.
Okay. All right. Next question. Fiona, jumping ahead, but we sail February 15th and dining reservations open 12 o'clock January 1st, New Year's Eve, and we are a party of 6. How can we easily secure reservations? I have heard 35% open, but app crashes regularly. Help.
Okay. All right. So first and foremost, what you want to make sure is your travel professional has linked the bookings together, right? And by linking the bookings, that allows, so I'm assuming a party of 6, you got 3 cabins. That allows one person to make the reservations for all the people if they're linked together, right? So only one person has to worry about it. 50% of our voyages, 50% of our dining reservations are open at that 45-day mark. We will then keep 25% open for embarkation and 25% for walk-in. Don't stress about it. Enjoy your New Year's. The next morning, you know what? We'll be able to take care. And a worst-case scenario, you can move things around. Tables of 6 aren't crazy. It's when you get to tables of 10 or something like that that is a little bit harder. But we'll make it happen for you. Just enjoy your New Year's.
Yeah, Sean, I want to know who's going to stay sober in their group to do that on New Year's Eve.
You know what? I don't know if I'm just getting older and boring. I'm in bed before midnight anyway. So,
all right. Next question comes from James and Jeremy, and the question is: do you have protein drinks in the gym?
Not physically in the gym, but if you go outside to Gym and Tonic, which is I'll call it the bar because it does serve alcohol. They do have protein available there that you can make your own shakes for.
Okay, great. Darlene has asked, and I think Matt has offered that he has the prices in case you don't. How much is a day pass at Redemption Spa?
Yeah, it's depends on whether it's a port day or a sea day. Sea days are more expensive than port days. Those are $69, I believe, right now, if memory serves me right, per person, and these are US dollars. On a port day, it's only $49. I'm a fan of port day because I like to get up early. I do my spa stuff and then I get off. So it's just easier to get off the ship and then I enjoy it. But yeah, you can purchase those depending on what time you're doing it.
Okay. And Sean, the number of questions have not.
So just to add on to that, Tina.
Yes. Go ahead.
Tina, just to add on to that one is that if people are looking to buy the Splash of Romance package, that includes spa passes. So they can get the spa passes as part of the Splash of Romance, which also includes early embarkation time to get on the ship. And it also includes a shake for champagne. So they get all of that included in that one fare, and it is well worth the value.
And I think I've heard that they sell out pretty fast. Those Splash
there's only only 70 spots per sailing, so it's definitely one you want to get quicker.
Right. Okay. Carmen has asked, do you book tenders in advance?
You can book tenders in advance when applicable. Like not every port is a tender port, but again, to Matt's point, if you book a shore excursion on that port day that has a tender, you do not need to make those reservations. You're the priority first and foremost.
All right. Marie is asking, do you know when the transatlantic reposition cruise in spring of 2026 will open up?
Spring of 2026 will open up at the end of September, first week of October. So I just don't have a specific date. We are pushing out the remainder of 26 into, I guess, winter 27, this end of September, October. That will exclude Alaska. Now I saw that was a question. Alaska will come shortly after that.
Okay. So good. That's coming up shortly. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Lori's asking, can we bring 2 bottles of wine on embarkation day?
Yes, you can bring 2 bottles per cabin. But I don't know if you kind of split up going through security. I don't know. But all kidding aside, it has to be in your carry-on. It cannot be in your checked luggage. So technically the rule is 2 per cabin. But if you maybe split up, maybe you could get, I don't know.
Yeah. I will also say that a Magnum bottle and a 750 milliliter bottle look the exact same on an X-ray machine.
There you go. All right. Darlene is asking, do you have something like Flights by Celebrity to help you book flights?
We do have air. I'll be honest, because we're so fairly new into Canada, our actual lift quantity is not as high, but our good friends at Vacations for Chaos can definitely help you with whatever airfare you're looking from whether it's a specific gateways or provider of your choice.
Okay. Shauna has asked, do you have any offers for first responders or military discounts for Canada?
Great question. I'm going to say no, and it's not because we don't want to. It's we just treat everyone equally across the board. But if we do eventually bring that out, Matt's going to be one of the first people to know about that one.
He's probably been emailing you, asking you about it, right?
But that does bring a fair point, Tina, for us that we offer.
Yes, we do.
We offer onboard credit. So if they're sailing on a 7+ night sailing and they're in a sea terrace or above, then we will give them an onboard credit for their sailing.
Yes, up to $100 US. It's a lot of money. All right. Okay, Ramona, I think you already answered this, but she wants to know, is there a date available when the Alaska itineraries will be available?
Yeah, I'm going to say fall. I don't have a specific date, but what you could do is if you're interested in it, I didn't have a slide for it, but you can reach out to your advisor here, and we do a refundable deposit. And what that basically does is we call it the frontier, get it, of the line, where you can lock your space in and you'll actually have access to the itineraries a full week prior to going to the general public. So you can secure your cabins before it goes to the general public. If you look at the itineraries and the dates don't work or the lengths, no problem. We'll do a full refund, but your advisor can help you out with that if you're
absolutely interested. Just reach out to us. We know how to get you into that frontier. All right. Next question. Glenda's asking, is there a martini bar?
There is. It's there's one that's official and one you can have a makeshift one. So the official one is called On the Rocks, which is on deck 6. This is also where your jazz, your funk band will play. Really fun place to hang out. Or if you want something a little bit quieter, you can go to Sip, which is technically our champagne and caviar lounge, but they do make some mean martinis there as well.
And funny enough, for our hosted sailing, that is the exact location of our meet and greet. So funny
Which
how
one?
We came up on the rocks.
On the rocks? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is where we will start our festivities.
Awesome. Next question by Shauna. Can you use the bar tab to buy alcohol to take home?
No, you cannot.
Okay. That was an easy one. Don't worry, there'll be lots of opportunity to spend your money.
Yeah.
Okay, Linda is asking, is there a place I can see how many tables of 12, 10, 8, 6, etc. so I know how I book my group before the opening, so I can book my group before the opening if dining bookings. Maybe that's of dining bookings?
Let me scroll up here.
Yeah, this is the conversation we had before, Sean, where we were talking about how many tabletops that have large seating, so that they know for those larger groups that they're trying to book, which restaurants actually have that ability to accommodate larger groups.
I know Pink Agave usually has a big table, right?
Yeah, so Pink Agave,
Extra
Virgin can be moved around the tables to make that, and there are a couple 12-seat tables already pre-built, but we can do some 10s. The Wake has 2 separate dining rooms, which will seat 12 people.
Oh, yeah, we've done that, yeah.
The other restaurants being like the rest of the Wake and Gumbe they're like the round table, so they're preset. So the maximum you can do is 8 on those ones. But there is no real floor plan around that kind of idea. It's just really about working with Matt in this case to try to arrange everything for that. But he can also work with our groups team in regards to at least having that one dining for sure set up for you. But I also just cautious people when they're doing group thing. Don't always try to dine with each other. You guys will have different agendas and want to try different things. Always try to meet up at that pre or post dinner kind of experience. Because I can guarantee you some restaurants are you're going to gravitate to as individuals more than others. Like literally I could just eat at Pink Agave and be fine. I don't need to go anywhere else. Some other people have other choices that they like to go to.
And just to add to that for Linda, don't die by the sword trying to get a large group in one booking. You're probably better off trying to go for splitting your group in half and getting 2 tables, and then speak with the restaurant when you arrive for your reservation. And then they can see about getting you the 2 tables together and even putting them together for you, because there is ability with some restaurants to move tables around.
Yeah, or go down that first day and get in and speak to the maitre d' that is on the first day. Maybe they can move things around and get it sorted out.
Yeah, we'll have a maitre d' available from 9 to 1 p.m. every single day, just actually in Pink Agave, right outside of Sailor Services on deck 5.
Okay. Question from Sharon. How does Virgin handle food allergies?
Sure. So your travel professional will obviously always note, as long as you tell them, they'll note on your file any preferences or allergies. We will reconfirm that not only at the maitre d' station or the hostess station, but also from your waiters and waitresses when you sit down. Because when you come in, they know exactly who you are, and they will greet you by name. If there is any preferences that you have, or there's a more of a preference versus an allergy, let us know and we'll guide you through what options are 100% safe, but also some ones that can be modified to your preferences.
Okay. Next question from Linda. Can you use Sailor Loot in the casino?
Yes, you can. However, it's just the way you pull it out is a little confusing. So you couldn't. So let's just put it this way, Linda. You couldn't have like $100 Sailor Loot, go do a penny slot, and then get $99.99 back in cash. There are little like tweaks around that, but your winnings you can definitely take back out from it.
Okay. Next question, Linda. Do you tend to get 18-year-olds with no parent on board?
Never seen it in my life.
I don't think they can they?
They technically could, yes. 18, you're an adult. The thing with 18 to 21-year-olds, they're most welcome to sail. They just can't drink in U.S. waters. But as soon as you're out of U.S. waters, they can. They're adults. Most of the time, if we're getting, I'll call it a younger demographic, they're probably in their mid to late 20s to begin with by themselves. The 18-year-olds, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, you traditionally find with parents that are, and they're traveling on their parents' dime.
So I think that, like, I took my kids on last year. So we had two 18-year-olds, a 21-year-old, and a 26-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And they really enjoyed themselves, but they were really on the young side. So I think it's a misconception that there's a lot of young people. I think it's just a lot of people that are young at heart.
Well, that is good, yeah, because I mean, if you compare to, let's just say 45-year-olds, you put them side by side, they're going to want to need different things, right? Like me personally, growing up, I was always known as the old soul. So I always gravitated to an older generation, and that's who I love to hang out with. So, but even with me, like in my mid to late 40s, sometimes I feel like the spring chicken on the ship, depending on the vibe. And sometimes I feel like if I'm going on like a 4-day trip, then I feel like a little bit older.
It does depend on where you're at and how many days the sailing is. But for sure, I just find that it's really about young at heart. So if you're someone that just wants to enjoy themselves, this is a great cruise line. It doesn't matter about age. Okay, next question from Linda. Do we need to book entertainment pre-cruise?
No, you don't. What you can do is when you get closer to the sailing, we'll actually release the full itinerary, like in terms of entertainment. What I recommend you do is you can actually star it in the app. So if you're interested in it, you'd be like, oh, I like that. And that helps you also with the dining reservation. So you can be like, oh, this is a 7:00 show. Maybe I want to do a 6:00 dining, or I want to do an 8:30 dining, whatever the case. So it helps plan with that. But the shows are on a first come, first serve basis, right? We try to keep it as equal as possible. There are a couple shows depending on what ship you're on. So for instance, on Resilient Lady, there is a show called Another Rose, which is a dinner theater, which does have a charge to it. I believe it's $50, but it includes your alcohol. So I think it's a well value on that. That one you can buy as soon as you get on the ship for it. But other than that, the rest of the entertainment's on a first come, first serve.
Okay. Josie is asking, is there a difference between OBC and Sailor Loot? Can I book an excursion with Sailor Loot?
Yeah. So OBC and Sailor Loot are the exact same thing. We just like to be weird and call it Sailor Loot versus onboard credit. And you can book an excursion with OBC or Sailor Loot, but once you're on board, because it's technically onboard credit.
Right. So the two different things that you want to think about are Sailor Loot and Bar Tab.
Right.
They're different things. But Sailor Loot can buy drinks, but Bar Tab can't buy things out of the shops or, other things that you can buy on this.
Correct. Yeah. The most powerful thing, I guess, is Sailor Loot because it is the most flexible. However, Bar Tab allows you to get free stuff, right? So meaning by prepaying that, then you're actually getting like free drinks out of it.
Right. Okay. I'm actually just going to skip the next question for a minute because I want to come back to it. Okay. Can Sailor Loot be used for any outstanding account fees at the end of the cruise?
You would be utilizing Sailor Loot to offset it automatically, right? So the only reason you'd have a bill at the end of our cruise is shore excursions purchased, shopping, tattoos, pretty much it, right? And anything you go over your bar tab. So Sailor Loot will help cross those off. To the point is you will never walk away with a bill and Sailor Loot. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. Next question from Darlene. Do we need to book dinner reservations prior to sailing?
You technically do not. I highly recommend it though, and they're available at 45 days out. But I always say don't sweat the small stuff. If you don't get the time you want or the restaurant you want, they will visit our concierge. When I travel, I personally don't flag my file as staff, and I'm the worst person in the world and always forget my dining reservations. So I just go down and get them all done that day. So it's like if you're looking at tables of 8 or whatever, then make sure you book them early. But if it's just a couple, you should be pretty good.
Okay. Ryan is asking, will embarkation time be changed if you buy Splash of Romance? Currently, app has him at 4:15.
Yes, if you buy Splash of Romance, you're on right after our suites or our Rockstar suites get on. There will be a sign at the terminal. It depends on what terminal you're at, depending on which way it looks, like it physically looks. But like, for instance, out of Miami, there'll be an actual like Splash of Romance line. Just go in there. It's usually in around 1 to 1:30. But your travel professional can take a look at it based on the actual departure that you're on.
Okay. Next question, Jonas. How early can we drop off our carry-on bags in our rooms once on board?
As soon as you embark, you can walk right to your room and drop it off. Your room will be ready. If you've left your bag with a porter, for instance, say you get into the port early and you want to go explore the town before your boarding time, your bag 99% of the time will be sitting there by the time you get on board the ship, if not shortly after. So,
okay. Darlene, do you need to book for a tender if you don't have an excursion?
No, you do not. You just have to book. If you don't have a excursion, you can just book a tender, but it is free.
Right.
And on top of that, the excursion sign-up list is only up till a certain time. That's where there's a cutoff for pre-registration for tenders. After that, it's a first come, first serve for all the other tender windows. So it's only up till a certain time that you can register for them. Anything after that is a first come, first serve. Because tender registration will fill up as well.
Okay. Next question for Mike. Are the pools heated?
No, they're not, but they're small pools, so they get quite warm easily.
Body heat.
There are
honestly, I mean, all kidding aside,
you want that, right?
Yeah, our pools are more social pools, and swimming pools are meant to like get to you. I mean, I'm not very tall. I'm 5'7", so they come to my shoulders if I'm in the deep end. It's meant
Is
to
that
get
on
wet.
Scarlet Night when you're in there, Sean?
Pardon me?
Is that on Scarlet Night when you're in there?
No comment.
All right, Maria's asking, when booking reservations for the restaurants, can one cabin book for the others in their group?
As long as the bookings are linked together. And if they're not linked together, you can also do it yourself. So on the Messenger tab on your app, there's a QR code you can share with your travel mates. They can scan it and then you can book that. That also works with random people you meet. So for instance, if you met someone at the bar and you bought them a drink and you're like, you're really cool, I want to have breakfast with you or brunch, you can scan the code if you want. So
awesome. I love it.
It's all about being social. It doesn't tell you where they are on the ship or any creepy thing like that, but you can make a reservation.
But Virgin is also really good for solos.
Yeah.
I went on there one time by myself and there was a ton of stuff for me to do as a solo, even though I'm married. Virgin didn't know that. They were treating me like a single. So, okay. This one actually is for Matt. So Carmen is asking about the first responders. Is that $100 for police?
So that's if they're booking into a suite. So if you're booking into a traditional balcony or sea terrace, then it's $50 as long as the sailing is 7 nights or longer. If you book into any of the Rockstar or Mega Rockstar suites, then it is $100 in onboard credit that we will give you.
Yeah. Okay. Shauna, in casino, is there Texas Hold'em and Let It Ride card games?
Oh, geez, I don't gamble.
You're putting you to the test tonight, Shauna.
Yeah, you know what? The only game I've ever played when I've been at a casino has been Let It Ride, because I think it's the easiest game to play because you can pull back bets. I've never seen it. Texas Hold'em, they do have.
Yeah,
I think if Jason is here, he knows
Texas Hold'em, they definitely have because they
Yes.
also market for the
World Poker Tour.
Yeah, exactly. The connection that Virgin has with World Poker Tour.
Yeah, I've never seen a Let It Ride, to be honest.
Okay. Shauna, is the arcade free too?
Yes, it is. All the good games from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and I think there's a couple early 2000 ones squeaked in there. All free, no quarters required.
All right, some Donkey Kong and Frogger.
There's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the Valiant Lady that was calling my name every night.
My go-to when I get on, I get a bag of Swedish berries, and I do Cruising USA or Cruise.
Oh my God! How did we not talk about the candy bar?
Yeah.
God,
you gotta leave some things up for surprises.
Peanut brittle. Oh my God, I love that place.
Or if you like those like ice cream pops or cake pops you get over at like Starbucks, our version are pretty damn good.
Yeah. My other little secret is I go down during the day and I grab popcorn and then I bring it back to my room. And then that night when I'm like, oh, I'm starving, but I don't want to order room service, I have big popcorn. Okay. Kelly, what is the difference between Sailor Loot and Bar Tab?
I think we covered that.
We did cover that, but yeah. So, I mean, I can answer this one. Sailor Loot is basically the same as onboard credit. It needs to be used on the ship, and it's pretty much, spa, shops. You can use it for bar tab if you run out of bar tab. Like, it's basically anything you can buy on the ship. And then bar tab is basically what it is. It's for the bar.
Yeah, it's for drinks that are not included in the essential drinks. So mocktails, cocktails, protein drinks, stuff like that.
But shaken for champagne.
Shaken for champagne, yep.
Don't shake your phone too hard. You'll end up with a bottle of champagne.
No, you got to push a button. Come on. I encourage everyone to shake it because it's just hilarious seeing people shake their phone.
All right, Glenda, how many pools?
Technically 2. One is our traditional pool, which is kind of like, it's small, but you walk in and it's probably to just past your ankles, and then you step down and that where it goes to my shoulders. And then the other one is the athletic pool, which is kind of like a large hot tub. So there's little seating areas for you to sit in. If you sit on the bench, again, it's probably coming up to your shoulders for the most part for most people. And that is literally a social pool. Yeah. We combat the smaller pools with, obviously, when you're in Europe, you're getting off, you're exploring the beautiful beaches and stuff there. And then, of course, out of Miami, we're going to the beach club in Bimini.
Okay. All right. Now, Linda has the website up. So this is the question I've been holding. And it's, can you share a post with all your current Virgin offers? So Linda's going to show you right now. This is our website. So go on to vacationsforcanadians.com, go to cruise deals, and then she's going to click on Virgin Voyages and scroll down. And that didn't click. There we go. And that's our Virgin Voyages right there on our website. And that doesn't seem like it's updated.
No, it's because it's just the ones that are VFC.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. So that's tricky, right? Because we have the My Next Virgin Voyages still with our old agency, which is here nor there for you guys. But if you reach out to us, we're happy to get that for you. So we can let you know what we have.
Yeah, and for
Okay.
anybody who's excited about the holiday activations that Sean was talking about, I literally just posted a deal for a Christmas cruise with Valiant Lady that is really well priced. That's right over Christmas.
Awesome. Okay, one last question, unless more come in. We finally made it to the bottom of the list, Sean. Is there pickleball on the ship, and are there paddles and balls included?
You guys keep me on my toes. I like this. So, yes, there is pickleball on all of the ships. It is not a regulation size court. We utilize, so right on deck, deck 16. No, yeah, 16. There is a basketball court there. We also do dodgeball in there, but we will put up a net there for pickleball. The paddles and the balls are there for you as well. It's just on a first come, first serve, but you can see when it's open on the app as well.
Okay.
And if Bill wants to play pickleball on our hosted cruise, I'm down.
Awesome. Amazing. We made it to the bottom of the list. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out. And Sean, a special big thank you for teaching us all about Virgin Voyages and getting through that big list of questions and doing an amazing job at it. You sure know that cruise line very well. So anyways, thank you, everybody. And Sean, Matt, Linda, do you have anything else you want to say?
I just want to say thank you. It was a lot of, you guys are a lot of fun. Really great questions. And I just know that you're in amazing hands with this team. If you have any other questions, I know if they can't answer it, they're going to come to me. And if I can't answer, I'll find an answer someone else.
Amazing. Okay. All right. Well, go and enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will see you again. Cheers, all.
See you later.
Bon voyage.